Wait, these aren't whites. They're Italians.
You're
I'm
good.
gonna wear this for the podcast. As a fat dude, I wasn't planning on taking off my hoodie, but Joe has it set up to like 89 degrees up here.
Well,
So.
you have to make sure that you're well.
Trying to milk hoodie season for all it's worth. Like,
yeah, dude.
oh, did you ever like? I started getting like Sunday scaries about summertime. Like I was
Why's
wearing
that?
my hoodie the other night, and I was like, "This is nice. Like I'm fat, but I can just cover up." And then I was like, "You're not gonna have this option in June, dude. You're gonna be out here
you still
just
do.
jiggling around." No, I don't do that. I'm not. There are like those people that rock out with like hoodies in fucking July. Like I'd rather just be fat.
I was gonna say you've already like said it once like on here I think, but you were like back in the day were like a fat dude that used to rock shorts in the winter and like because it's like
I
you get
still
sweaty
do.
at people's houses and I'm like
Yeah,
I haven't thought about that in years, but like I listened to that up the other day and I was like fuck, you know who used to do that? It was like my one ex, and then she got me onto it and I would go to sweatpants.
Your ex was a fat dude.
No, my yeah, dude, we're off to a fucking good start. No, my ex would wear she would wear like sweatpants and then like a pair of like running shorts or like even like basketball shorts underneath, and then like if we were gonna like get comfortable
Just get called
somewhere,
into the
yeah,
game.
you just fucking like Harlem Globetrotter that shit off. But no, it was comfortable. It
I
was
had those breakaway pants when I was in like first or second grade. I was a huge Iverson fan, huge NBA fan.
you had a headband too,
Yeah, I had a do-rag, you mean?
the do-rag
My Dale Earnhardt do-rag.
for basketball.
You gotta work with what you got. But those pants are like really impractical.
Oh,
Like I
really?
used to rock them in like primary school.
Breakaway pants?
They're cool. The only time they're cool is when you're breaking them away. But then when you got to put them back together, it's just like, this is so stupid.
You're
dude.
sitting there buttoning
And then
pants.
when you're wearing them, one of them like always comes undone. Like all throughout the day, the ones by the knees, because I guess the bend, like you're always re-snapping them. They fucking stink, dude. I just wanted to be cool.
No, breakaway pants like had their heyday, but do you remember the ones where it was like cargo shorts, but they were pants that zipped off at the knee?
Yes, I had them.
Nice shot, stupid.
I had my grandma got me them. We had like jean ones too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there was like
It's like, dude, it's so great.
my mom got me.
My grandmom's bam. But
Come on,
come on, Jake, suck some of my dink.
I wasn't gonna say it. She just passed away.
She's dead bitch.
I'm glad.
I'm gonna cry in the car after this for sure.
Miss me, mom. Yeah. No, I guess family is a good segue into this. I only have one topic, and it's like I tried to structure
Talk
this.
about your zipper pants, dude.
Oh, okay,
What's the
fine.
Zipper pants story?
Okay, you want to hear a little awkwardness? A little. Not, I wouldn't say douche chills, but like the.
This whole podcast.
Yeah, my mom used to call them squishy pants because they make that like sound when you.
We didn't call them squishy. It was always swishy.
Swishy,
I think
yeah,
they're
swishy.
still.
Yeah, still,
They're
like-
still referred to as swishy pants.
I do know people that refer to them like when you have like kids that wear them. It's like wear your swishy pants or squishy or whatever.
I
But
don't,
like,
do they make them for adults?
I don't know.
I've seen
man.
like the mobster Adidas tracksuits, but or suits, but I've never seen
You have seen them shooting each other.
those pants were so hot, like warm.
Yeah.
Like I would sweat because they had like bathing suit netting in them. They
Yeah.
were so fucking hot. Like they were so cool in theory, and then like after an hour at the birthday party, you're just like dripping sweat.
Yeah, your nuts are fucking a lake, and you're 9, and you're like, now I gotta touch my dick, and it's like you're
It's all
already
itchy.
Yeah, and like your mom's like, stop digging in your crotch.
Your face is all red.
Did you ever? Were you like one where you had like a real like whenever my butt would sweat when I was a little kid, I would always dig at my butt. My mom would have to be like, stop digging at your ass.
I don't know. I don't want to embarrass myself.
Go for it.
I used to fish fucking like lint balls and dingleberries out of my asshole when I was little. It was like digging for gold, dude. Just digging in my fucking muffler when I was like 7.
Brown gold.
17.
That's
I feel my face feels hot. I don't know if I ever told
We're
anyone that.
already off to a good start.
Never found a good fucking leftover
Yeah, I told
dingle
you.
or
I told you. No,
a
no.
stray lint ball.
No, straight lint ball. I told you like a couple of
Gotta
months
give it a
ago.
sniff.
I got into the shower a couple of months ago, and I thought I had wiped enough, and I went in there and started scrubbing the muffler with the soap, and then I'm like, why does the soap feel funny? And it's just like a nice little acorn-sized.
All right, that's too far.
On my-
I'm talking like airsoft pellets.
No, this is like it was spread out, but yeah, I had like a nice little like
I would be
fudgy
upset.
postage stamp on my thumb.
No, I'd be upset.
I was very upset.
You ever have sticky poop?
Yeah, all the time.
This is I haven't experienced this, I guess, in recent history because I don't remember ever experiencing it. But about a week ago, There was one where it was just so sticky that it was like ripping the paper. Like it was like I was wiping up fucking Laffy Taffy off my fucking asshole. And like I kept trying to wipe, and every time with my plant hand, I just kept getting more poop on my thumb, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing something wrong here. Like this is 3 in a row, and I had to like totally adjust my angle and like lean over the fucking toilet. And I just felt dirty afterwards. Like I had to take a shower. Like just had a fudgy fucking hand for
That's
like
miserable.
and I washed my hands like 5 times, like OCD level hand wash, like fucking scrubbing it. I still felt dirty. Like
Did you ever see Mallrats? The part about say, sir, would you like a chocolate covered pretzel? After he like digs in his ass and tries to shake the guy's hand. You can't get that stench off you for like a week. You scrub
can't.
and you scrub,
You can't.
and it just never comes up. And it's like the most accurate thing ever. You pick a fucking dingleberry at work a little too hard, and you're like,
At work,
everybody's
Joe's a fucking
and I was like,
chef.
everybody's food's gonna smell like shit, so I don't do it. I don't touch anything below the equator. Like,
behind the line, fucking digging at fucking things.
That's just it, man. Like you can't fucking do it. It doesn't go away.
You want to, but
Yeah, that's just it. You got
a little bit of feta cheese for your salad.
Ugh. No, the big one, I think we talked about this, is the Gold Bond foot spray that you spray on the grundle before like it's real hot, and then it's like your nuts stay like cool and dry. But back in the day, they use
I always
cornstarch.
Cornstarch is big.
Baking powder.
We did cornstarch for fucking like you get chub rub at the beach, you get that red rash, just fucking loaded up with cornstarch. But I was gonna say my grandpa was big on baby powder in his nutsack, and it's like I just rock it out. But then after like 6 hours, you just feel your balls you take a leak and your thumb grazes your nutsack, and you're like, dude, it's fucking tender. Slimy. It's not even tender. It's just like not tender, just moist. Like you. And I wasn't doing anything active. Like I was just like walking around.
I mean, that's active.
No,
You're doing your Tony Soprano walk on the boardwalk. You're like, shit.
Just except it's like ShopRite, and I'm just going up and down the aisles.
Smiling.
No,
Thinking about you just going over to the
fluffing
fish.
pillows at old people. Get out of my way.
You're going over to the fish and trying to figure out what song
Anyways,
they're
$4
singing.
a pound.
I like the one Seymour sent us today too. It's like, I recorded albums in Denmark.
That fucking cracked me
Spike up Hollywood.
I feel like we're just
Dancing.
No, we're like a sitting duck right now, because if this does get back to our enemies, not
enemies.
I know, if they do see this and they're like, I'll check out the episode, and they put on the first 10 minutes and it's just us talking about dingleberries.
Yeah.
And fucking,
This is business as usual. This is a podcast that in its inception was about shitting yourself. So, dick sharks, I guess, which, by the way.
yeah, I did notice that. I enjoyed that, but I laughed even more at the Hofstra
Diploma.
because I thought it was a clapback at your dad being like, I sent my son to Hofstra and he didn't do nothing with it. And you're like, I got my fucking diploma, Jay.
I have more.
Doing my big podcast.
We gotta. All right, so I've got
There's
notes.
a reason we've gathered here today.
got notes.
It's not to talk about dingleberries.
It is to talk about dingleberries.
What is the podcast called? I forget the
All
name.
right, so the podcast that Jay was on was called fucking Knocked. It's Knocked Up or something like that. Knocked Out. Knocked Up. Knocked Out. What the fuck was it
We
called?
got to give them a real plug here, buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
And what are the host names? Do we know?
Here it is. Knockem Dead. That's what it's called. Knockem Dead with Tony Walker and Mike Kaplan.
Knockem Dead, Tony Walker, Mike Kaplan.
And
shout out to you guys. Thanks for having our pal.
Yeah.
Jay, Joe. What's he going by?
He's going by Jay, but he's trying to give himself a stage name of Joey the Wop, which I'm like,
That's so fucking gay. Let's just fucking rip on this guy right off the rip.
So no,
Stop it, Jay.
So
He posted on Facebook last week and was like, I need name recommendations for my act, blah, blah, blah. Because he's like, Joe just seems too common. And I was
going
like,
with Joey the Wop for so long.
I commented Joseph. Like, I was like, because I get a lot of comics that are like, I'm Joe, whatever. Not Joe, that's Nick Mullen. Joe fucking List or Joe. Like, you never see
Joe DeRosa.
You never see Joseph.
Joey
So I was
Coco
like,
Diaz.
Joseph Scrocca kind of like stands out. Like, it's formal.
Yeah.
But I honestly like what I've only known him as is Jay.
Yeah,
I
do
kind
too.
of fuck with just that.
I think it's a good. I think it's a very bold, like, Jay Scrocca, like
Yeah.
easy, like 1, 2, 3. Like
He's gonna lie about 9/11. What's that guy's
Steve
name?
Rand is a CC.
That was him. I was thinking of Jay Moore.
Oh, Jay Moore had a 9/11.
No, it was that guy.
Okay,
Sorry, Jay Moore.
it's okay. One of our peers, another fallen. But yeah.
So what were the guys' names again?
Okay, so let me kind of like
Knockem Dead Podcast.
Yeah, Knockem Dead Podcast. Tony Walker and Mike Kaplan.
Right on.
And shout out to them. They were very cool. And like the whole experience, this whole thing has been fun. I'm just chomping at the bit because I feel like when, like Lewis gets slight. Did you see the whole Legion of Skanks podcast this week? It's the trial of they got the stand and them renegotiated their door split because they originally were just giving the tickets away for free, and they went to a 75-25 paid ticket scheme. So skanks were taking 75, door was taking 25 for the house. And
what's the normal workout? Is it 50-50 or is it just different on every contract?
It's like contingent on like what the nature of the show is, because this isn't a comedy like a stand-up show. It's like a podcast. It's like interactive, and people kind of have to. It's geared towards who knows what they're going for. I think they were able to augment the split a little bit more in their favor because they know, hey, not only are we not giving out tickets where people will just order 6 and then not show up, you guys will be making more at the bar because more seats filled means more people drinking 2-drink minimums. Yeah. So I think they were able to kind of concede on the door, a little bit on that. But I really don't know, to be completely honest.
Curious.
Yeah, that's
these guys are comics, aren't they?
Knockem Dead.
What's the normal split?
Give us a comment, Tony and Mike.
Sorry, I already fucked up Tony and Paul.
But before
Tony and Mike, my bad.
Yeah, but the Legion of Skanks thing, just to put a bow on that, they did a whole episode that was TJ Miller came in and put a barrister's wig on and was the judge, and they had the Legion of Skanks versus the Stand Comedy Club as like a court case as their episode. It was just them pleading their case about like why they should be entitled to a free bar tab, which is Lewis running it up to like almost $600 before the show, or excuse me, $300 before the show starts. But like I'm explaining to Jay, I'm like, look, this is the nature of what you're doing right now. You're going to be on podcasts and you're going to be putting yourself out there in a way where you're gonna have to like cultivate interest, and one of the ways that you can cultivate interest is by like plugging
being
other
Joey the Wop.
Yeah, I guess that's another. So it all starts. Let me start where. So just to give you context, Jay did a set at Rodney's, which is formerly Dangerfields in Manhattan. So it's like 81st and 1st Avenue. Really cool place,
famous club,
world famous club, and it's like right underneath the Queensboro Bridge. It's a very scenic place. Me and him showed up at this place called the Spotted Dog, which was right around the corner, which was kind of fucking cool because the host of the show and his wife were drinking there too. So we ended up going there, didn't realize it was them, but then when we popped next door, it was like, hey, you're that guy. You guys were sitting at the bar with us. And while I was there, I watched a dude get assaulted by a bunch of kids on scooters.
Seems about New York.
Yeah, he was outside smoking a cigarette and drinking, and some kids on scooters like fought some guy that had a cart. And then he was like, whoa, what are you doing? And they just popped him in the mouth, and he didn't even spill his fucking brandy. He just took it and then came back inside.
Fucking kids just kept drinking.
Fucking assholes. Yeah, it's a fucking New York moment. But yeah, so after that, we go to Rodney's. Jay is back with the comics, so I'm at the bar kind of mingling, and I end up meeting 2 other comics that I want to shout out right now because they were really fucking cool. The first one was Molly O'Brien. I got to see her set too. Her set was fucking awesome. She was really cool. She was sitting with Jay, and they were talking about whether or not they were going to go vulgar on the set. They decided for it. It seemed like a good mix. The second one was Mike Tanzi, and the reason I bring him up is that part of the podcast, if you do listen to the Knockem Dead podcast, Jay mentions Mike on there, and one of the hosts, I do believe that it's Tony, knows him because Tony has a false leg, and Mike's got a closing bit or something about dating a girl with one leg, so he was able to incorporate that into like the show and be like, what, look at this fucking asshole, and not stealing his material or anything, but like it was funny. The whole like setup to this was like Jay got to do this amazing set at Rodney's. He went long too. They gave him 5. He did like 8. Got fucking an amazing crowd reaction.
Hollywood Jay running the light already, dude.
And
all I could think to say is when you said false leg, it's like, why not a fucking true leg or something? That's been stuck in the front of my mind the whole time you've been talking. Fucking Hollywood Jay running the light already. This guy is big time.
Yeah, so I meet up with him after the show, and I give stickers to Mike and I gave stickers to Molly, hoping that maybe they'll reach out, maybe they'll come on. Maybe this will generate some interest, hopefully. But I just
tag them all in the fucking the description.
But I just it was really cool. We had a pleasant time. You guys were a lot of fun to hang out with. You were very funny people. So afterwards, everybody's telling Jay what a great job he did. Me and him are hanging out. Up towards the front because I got to skedaddle. I got to catch a ferry back to Jersey. So the last thing I tell him is, hey, when you're on the show tomorrow, I want you to plug us. But like, kind of like joking about the plug. But he's like, no, I promise you I'm going to wear the sweatshirt. I'm going to wear the Blacktooth hoodie. And I'm like, the only reason that
Does he ever wear it?
Yeah, all the time. He
Really?
brought it with him and made a point of saying that he was going to wear it on the show. And I'm like, that's perfect, because even if you don't plug the podcast, they're probably going to ask you what that is. You have a stand-up set that's on the Blacktooth on the Blacktooth's YouTube page. So even if they're not looking for you to talk on a podcast, you have 10 minutes of material that is just on YouTube on our page. So if they're like, hey, what's Blacktooth? And people search Blacktooth, he comes up. And also, I'm going to have to come back to this point later, but if you search Jay Scrocca Comedian or Jay Scrocca Comedy on YouTube, our podcast with him is the first thing that comes up. So I thought it was a good, logical place for him to plug and be like, not necessarily the podcast, but just he has stuff that people can see him in a more dialed back, environment, like a podcast setting, and then him doing a mic where it's not like a high pressure like Rodney's or something like that. It just seemed like a good place for him to kind of direct people. So I go to AC.
He's appeared on what? 10 episodes or more on Blacktooth?
Yeah. Oh, dude, like he's called in multiple times. He was on one of them. He showed up in the one we were doing in the backyard.
I want to watch that one.
Yeah.
Inside baseball here. I never watched these like ever. Rarely. I've when I was trying to make clips a while ago, I would watch older episodes because like after a year you kind of forget the conversation. So they would be like fresh to me, and it's not that it's like not good or I cringe at hearing my voice or anything like that. It's just when you put it out a day after we recorded, like I've said before, it's like I just heard that conversation.
Yeah, it's
like
fresh.
It's like nothing. But
I'm not gonna laugh at this.
I never watched these, so I never saw the episode with you and Jay. And as like one of your good buddies, I think that would be an interesting watch.
No, it's not just me and Jay. It was the one with him and you and me.
Oh, never mind. That's gay.
But we did do.
I thought you guys had one where like he was in the seat here.
We did back in the day. We did one where he told some Wildwood stories, and I was planning on animating them because I wanted to do like a whiteboard. And I still have it. Like I still have the file. It's just there's no video, so I was like, we've already moved to the visual format. There's no point in backtracking just for like I don't know. It'd be like kind of like a side step as opposed to like.
I thought I remember you asking me like, do you mind if me and Jay doing that?
Yeah,
and I was like, totally, dude, go for it.
We're supposed to. This was kind of going to be hit, like if you
that's
said
one I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, so just I thought it would be pragmatic more than anything for him, just as a burgeoning comic, to just be like, everybody wants credits, right? Like you just want to be like, I was on this, I was on that, I was on the other thing.
I was on the famous Blacktooth podcast.
World famous Blacktooth podcast.
We have 80 subs.
80 subs, man. Hey, we
started with zero.
We started with zero. We were stuck at like 12 for a year, I think, and now we're at 80.
One of them like popped off, and we got like 20 subs.
I think it's like episode 70. I think we got like 200 views, and it was like the one where we were making fun of how many views we got the episode.
It's such a pitiful benchmark to be like, dude, that one blew up. We got 87 views.
I mean, to be fair, I have been comparing, and I'm not doing this as like a knock or whatever, but to be fair, but yeah, they did a live stream. So their podcast has a viewership of 1,200 people, but like their live stream, 1,200 subs. So like their live streams, they'll go like live. So I don't think there's like as high of a rewatch for.
I watch DoorDash channels with 75K subs, and there might be 2,000 to 3,000 people in the live.
Like it's like Knockem Dead. I think it's like not their like premiere podcast on the platform or whatever, because there are other pods, and Jay's actually doing one. It's called I forget what it is. I'll plug it in the description when he's gonna be on Wednesday, and he's got like a whole bunch of stuff I have to do on the computer to set him up for it. So as you can tell, I still love my dad, even though what just happened.
He called you a fucking loser on a fucking a way bigger podcast than we are.
Well, so it's like
I sent my son to college, and he didn't really do anything with it, but I love my son. Anyway, I brought donuts.
I told him
Joe brought donuts.
Yeah, I brought donuts too in honor of Jay Scrocca.
He's just ripping on fucking Papa Jay.
So what I'm like,
now we like you.
What I'm saying about this whole thing was not that like I'm disappointed he didn't plug us, he didn't wear the sweatshirt. I'm principally, above all, I am his manager I'm the de facto manager right now. So I am trying to be his publicist, and I'm trying to get him to put himself in positions where he can reference that he has, I don't know, fucking credits, or like he's been on stuff. He's done, now that he's got Rodney's, he could say he's been on the stage at Rodney's. That's a huge fucking marketable sell, right? Like he can go to clubs and be like, I performed at Rodney's. I mean, he doesn't have to say it's a fucking bringer show, but it's still like,
it's something.
It's something.
Just starting out. He's
2 months in. Like he's doing great. And I have never said anything but praises about his comedy too. It's not like I'm here to just like cut him down or whatever. But that being said, it's like he has never watched a podcast, and all I've been doing this entire time is just been like, do your due diligence. No, like, so on, like.
But has he ever listened to Stern or O&A? Because it's the same fucking thing, essentially. Like, he knows talk radio.
He understands it, but he thinks he's revolutionary in the way that he could just start this and he's perfect at it. And I'm like, you can't take that mindset with this, because there's a certain amount of like routine to this. Like, you know, when the song comes on Legion of Skanks, that's plugs. That means get your fucking dates in front of you and know where you're going to be.
Goes doo-doo.
Yeah, the plugged into the computer noise. Yeah, exactly. And that's ads and everything too. So like there's like a certain amount of like people have these like coded, albeit, but like there's signals to what you're supposed to do without like overtly saying it. Because not like radio where you have a producer lurking in the back. You don't have an E-Rock or a fucking Than or whoever.
We're going to break in 2 minutes.
Exactly. You don't hear that, and they're just like you kind of got to self-produce and self-regulate, and these guys do a really good job of it. The one dude runs a soundboard. He's mic'd up, so he's hearing and talking at the same time, but he's also taking phone calls and reading the instant feedback on the YouTube. So like he's juggling a bunch of things, and he kind of is able to not only keep the conversation going but throw it to the other.
You sent me a super edit or a super cut. But I was actually interested to hear like the Medford story, or what were they talking about in the beginning? And they're like, this fucking guy just comes here 15 minutes early. Let me finish my story.
Here,
they both have good like radio voices. Like I was like, I was curious to hear the story, and then fucking Jay came in. I got donuts.
All right, so Knockem Dead Podcast. It's the episode. If you just search for Jay, he'll be on it. It's on the governor's.
You search Joe Scrocca or Jay Scrocca?
Jay Scrocca.
They were calling him Joe.
They were calling him Joe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into this, because we have a penchant for, like I said, this whole thing is partially in some facet inspired by Opie and Anthony, as in many ways most podcasting is in some way originated by terrestrial radio converting to XM and satellite radio.
It's the thing that Rogan always says, that like O&A are responsible for modern like comedy podcasts.
Yeah, they created the Hangout. They made the Comedy Hangout, and it's like they have really gone above and beyond for creating like all of this technology. In my opinion, a lot of it exists because of what they were doing. They wanted to make it more accessible and make things like, you can have a radio, you can broadcast anything from the comfort of your fucking spare bedroom, like log cabin, whatever.
We're in the cabin with Chris D'Elia and a bunch of 17-year-old babes.
Fuck yeah! All right, so this is a super cut of their podcast. I just wanted to capture like the essence of what was happening. So there's like a couple of bits, there's a couple setups, but I really just wanted this to be like O&A, where we're gonna just watch it and I'm gonna splice in the video later. But I want you to just tell me like pause, or like we can comment. There's a couple of things I have notes on.
Set it up. So
all right,
we'll fucking see it. Turn it sideways.
That's Main Street over there.
I can't turn it sideways. It's edited that way. Oh shit! Oops.
Boo!
I told you. We worked it out. He come in 11:45. Yeah. What did I say to you?
I like this guy.
11:30. I said this guy's showing up at 11:30.
That's the guy with the one leg.
The door just opened.
Come on in. Mike. Never mind. Here he is. The guy with the one leg is.
So all right, let me finish this story.
My notes.
And then we'll get
Good morning, Tony.
We'll get to
This
Joe. Joe has arrived. He's going to get himself settled, and I'll finish.
Hi, Joe.
Pause.
He brought donuts. Look.
We suck at this, dude. We've never reviewed video.
But no, we're
are they
on.
at like a radio station?
No, they're in Governor's, the comedy club. So this comedy club is in.
I was gonna say this setup looks really nice.
Yeah, it's like a back room, or like kind of like it's like a
Do
part.
multiple guys record there? Okay.
Yeah, so they get a network. It's kind of like similar to Gas Digital. They're a little less polished than Gas Digital, but they have like they just had Florentine on, and I was like Florentine was doing 2 nights at Governor's, so it's like just does a couple podcasts.
So they run the Governor's podcast.
They run like the network as well as like the comedy club itself.
Okay.
Like I think they're comedians, but they like are more on the like behind the scenes stuff. Like I know Tony's like his thing is like he's the president of Governors or something like that. But Governor,
fucking
it's a good one.
I need a governor, fucking presidents.
Why Anthony, the senator of fucking alderman? I don't fucking know. We're already off the rails. All right. So so Jay walks in. Watch the right side of the screen. That's my favorite part.
This guy.
Wow.
All right, now we like him. We just weren't sure what was, we didn't know what we were getting involved in.
I'm sorry. I know we're all excited. Joe's here, but
Yeah, we'll just finish the story and then we'll talk.
Sound really excited.
You abandoned this cat in the. No wonder you didn't get the election.
All right, so
it was hard for me. I know you edited just his awkward moments, but it was hard for me because it was just cutting from story to story.
Yeah.
Like obviously, it was hard for me to get like the flow of the conversation because I'm like, wait, what are we talking about? Cats? He just brought donuts. Like, what's going on?
So Jay,
I'm gonna watch this full ep.
Yeah, this is like completely out of context. And one of the things about like comedy is like we have said that like comedy is contextual. It's like purely like you need to see the whole performance or whatever. The reason that I have no qualms about
after you watch this, go search Knockem Dead Podcast, Jay Scrocca.
Yes,
and watch the full ep.
And watch the full ep. Please give them a like, give them a subscription. Like, please, they're good people. They're very fun. It's a very funny show. We just are here to pick at Jay because Jay.
These guys are cool. Jay stinks.
Yeah, it's just Jay. Jay snubbed us.
You fucked us, Jay.
It's like
you fucked us in the ass.
So, all right. So what happens is Jay shows up awkwardly with donuts, and all I could think is like when Norton had it was Chris DiStefano and it was Norton and Opie. They had DiStefano, and then that Piff the Magic Dragon guy, the magician, and DiStefano brought sandwiches from Brooklyn, and Norton's sitting between him and the magician, and DiStefano goes, "Oh, hey, welcome, take a seat. You want a sandwich?" And then immediately hands him a sandwich across Norton, and Norton's face just goes. And then he goes, "Why the fuck would you hand a magician a sandwich? It's like, this is a talking medium. Why are you bringing food?" Yeah, that's exactly like my
As
mindset.
I'm sucking on my fucking gay
But
vape.
that's different. Like, they used to do television with smoking and what, because you can do it quick. Like, eating, you got to be like,
Yeah.
Good point, GH. Like, yeah, anyway, so.
Opie eating on mic all the time.
So Jay shows up. Now, this one, I'll preface this with Jay didn't know if he was ready to talk, so I'll back it up just a little bit. So, Jay,
Is this thing on?
I'm sorry. I know we're all excited. Joe's here, but
Yeah, we'll just finish the story and then we'll talk to Joe.
I want to finish the story.
Yeah, the story was about the guy Mike.
Spoiler alert.
The guy Mike, I guess, dropped a cat off in front of a pizza place, thinking that children would probably like it and take it in because he didn't want it. Which is kind of a funny story, but yeah. So.
You abandoned this cat in the. No wonder you didn't get the election.
My mic on?
It's on.
You know Chuck E. Cheese is a big rat.
He points to it, and he doesn't have cans. So the last time he was here, he had cans. So I know that he kind of knows
You can
the
hear
like.
yourself,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can hear your feedback and how like loud you're
See,
talking.
I watched this last night while I was driving, so I was kind of listening to it. So I didn't see the awkward little.
He doesn't even tap it. He just.
Because like,
You didn't get the election.
My mic on?
Whispers
It's on.
You know Chuck E.
and then
Cheese
he
is a big
whispers, and then he whispers directly into it. So like, if it wasn't on, like
that's so funny. I don't.
it's like he like
It's
hasn't.
innocent. It's like you can't roast them, but it's funny by like
It's
by
awkward.
happenstance.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not like this is so cute that he had all the opportunity to come on here and practice as much as he wanted to.
This isn't a high pressure situation like that, maybe.
I hope.
Unless you smoke half a blunt to your face and you're like, oh, fuck, cameras are on. Every time we record and we smoke, then like halfway through, I'm like, I haven't talked in 5 minutes. Just focusing on my breathing.
Try not to die.
Every time we smoke, the podcast sucks.
Yeah.
But like halfway through, I'm always like, fuck, fire this
Fucking
thing up.
fire the thing up, man. We got
30 in the bank, dude.
we got this to carry us. But dude, it gets exponentially more ballsy. Like,
rat, right?
so let me set that back up. So
You
that was his
abandoned this cat
interjection.
in the. No wonder you didn't get the election.
My mic on?
It's on.
You know Chuck E. Cheese is a big rat, right?
yes, I know he's a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cats and rats. I don't know. That,
Wow.
I would
I
have said
never thought of it that way. That's funny, Joe.
I feel like the guy was laughing at him.
It's kind of. It's like, okay, Jay. All right.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Come on in. Wow.
This is I believe this is Tony's wife. I forget her last name, but she's got a hyphenated last name. It's like DeLulo. And his last name, I forget. I tried to do research on this. I wrote.
Yeah, we stink.
We
We're
do,
doing a
but-
terrible job of plugging these guys.
for sure.
We're just breaking it down.
Seen you in like 100 years.
Are you sticking around?
So much like ours, it's like people just kind of like wander in, and I like that. I like that too
All right,
because
hang
it's
on a
like
second.
this part really isn't important, but that like
How's that much like ours? We've
We're
only
just like-
ever had like one person wander
Jay
in.
wandered on the back
Shep
porch,
wandered
Shep
on the one
wandered
time.
on. I mean, yeah, like
And I can contribute to this talk.
Why not? We haven't even.
you missed it. Jay offered her a donut, and she just completely stonewalls him.
All right, hang on a second.
Hi, I'm Joe Scrocca.
Hi.
Are you sticking around?
I'm like nervous for him.
Yeah, come sit and.
Have a donut.
I thought that was funny. I heard that last night. That actually.
Why not? We haven't even.
I was like, that was funny.
It was cute.
Let's talk to Joe.
Let's.
Lisa, you just introduced yourself to Joe?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. That's good because none of us know Joe.
Face.
So
I just wandered in off the street.
I know. Why do you look familiar? You look-
That's pretty good. Like he's playful, and like these are just the supercuts of the awkward parts. He gets a lot of laughs.
I don't think that was even awkward.
No, it's not that bad.
Some
Like,
of them last night when I was listening, I was like, that wasn't bad at all. Like
it gets a little worse. But
maybe you stink.
no,
I only made it to the,
Oh, really?
the 6 minute mark.
Oh,
so
okay.
I
So-
still got 6 on the back end that I didn't see.
You missed a lot. It's
Maybe. Really? Like a comedian?
okay. Let me just ask you something real quick. How much material do you like time wise do you think Jay has? Like over under what do you think Jay assumes he has material wise right now?
Well, I don't know.
But what do
because
you
I've never.
think he thinks he has?
Well, I know he said that he has 30. We talked about this last night. We could just go. I texted Joe right away. I'm like, didn't you say Jay only has like 8 minutes? Because he was like, I could do 30, no doubt in my mind. I got all these crazy stories from the diner, bro. You don't even understand, dude. But aside from his length of his act, the parts that were making me chuckle, the guy, they were talking about the diner thing, and the guy's like, what are you, Greek? That shit fucking got me. That was funny. Well,
I've been doing this for 2 months, so
Right.
you probably have not seen me. They didn't know
I'd
how to
say 10
introduce me at
minutes.
Governor's last night.
10 minutes
Or not
about right.
Governor's,
That'd be my
Rodney's.
guess.
Oh.
So right, so yeah, that's the deal. So Joe, and now, all right. So first question right off the bat, Scrocca.
Scrocca.
Okay, so I was right.
You should have just said yes.
And I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce you to Mike, did I?
That's why we got right into conversation about Chuck E. Cheese and the rat.
So it's the Pretty Italian Girl and the Three Bald Men show. With all the
Dude,
same
the red
barbers.
shirt's funny.
Yeah, he's
So
good.
So Joe, the story
Tony
is
is his
I
name.
told it briefly before, but I'll say it again. So Joe contacted me. He's brand new into comedy, and he wanted to come in. And I thought it was kind of a cool story to talk to a man who's 62 and has just started comedy. So so what is the deal? How did all this?
So I had a lot of bad relationships with women. I said, forget it.
Have you talked to Mike?
Well,
Like father, like son. Which it's funny because he sets it up by saying I had a lot of bad relationships with women. I swear it off women, and then just plugs his girlfriend and how he's avoiding comedy shows to go hang out with his girlfriend. Which I'm like,
Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, did he break up with his girlfriend or like what's?
he's got a new one.
Oh,
Yeah, so like he starts doing comedy. I swear off women, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm dating this girl named Gina. It's like okay, Jay.
3 ex-wives, yeah. Well,
Why do you think him and I get along so well?
well, that's why we're going to get along. That's
until he
after,
found this one.
Yeah.
but I just said, I'm done with women. I'm done with relationships. I just want to do something fun. Let me try stand-up. So I did my first open mic in Toms River, New Jersey, at what I found out to be was a biker bar.
he's got to change that fucking origin story.
Yeah.
When they ask him what. I had bad relationships, but then I figured I'd give comedy a go. Fuck you, dude. Shut the fuck up. That is the gayest, hackiest fucking bullshit. Women were giving me fits, so I thought I'd hit the stage. It's fucking gay, dude.
It's not
God
gay,
damn. Yeah, it
but
is.
it is like a very.
I like comedy.
Cliche.
I like fucking Dom Herrera. I'm buddies with him. I said, fuck it, I'll give it a shot. Something different than the ladies were pretty unkind to me, so I thought I'd fucking hit the road.
Then he immediately flounders on that.
Fucking God, douche chill. Fuck.
He's gonna come
I thought we
over
were
here.
supposed to dunk on
your
him.
jitters out.
No, we got to dunk on him. But you can't
I go
call
way
him,
too hard.
You,
This guy's a piece of shit.
you're ruining that. They
I'm
call
like,
him
and
gay.
you're staring
too.
down a notorious New Jersey biker gang, wondering if I don't make these guys laugh, I'm in trouble.
Either that or you. Hey, with the last name is
Pagans?
Scrocca, then you go. No, you can't. No, you
That's
just
made
can't.
up story.
Well, that's kind of what happened. So I got out unscathed. They liked me, but if I go back to that venue, I had to agree to
He's
wear
fibbing.
one of their vests that says that I'm Rocco's. Can we swear on this or?
Yeah, of course.
Rocco's bitch.
Whoa.
Yes, I'm sorry. That's what they said I have to wear.
Not as sorry as I am. You're the one who had to be the bitch, not me.
Well, only if I go back.
So you haven't gone back.
I haven't gone back.
Yeah, I don't
no,
blame
I don't
you.
think I'm going to. But I would like to see how that vest looks.
Well, you said you're done with women,
That was-
so maybe
That was last night.
that's the next
I'm
step.
done with relationships.
Like I said, he's done with relationships. Immediately gets back into one, but no, he's playing along. Like they have fun. I like that he's like he's punching back a little bit too. He's having fun with the material. He just he told me that there was an express pressure for him to not plug anything, which I'm like,
But you don't want to be like. This is a totally different level, but
Right.
Steve-O was on Rogan and he hawked products the entire time, and he's never been back on Rogan.
Yeah.
You don't want to make a bad first impression.
No, I understand.
I'm sure if he goes back a second or a third time, third time it's like, dude, fucking shout it out. But I kind of see his side of it where you don't want to be like, I'm here to plug stuff. It's just like, I'm here because I like your podcast and I like comedy. So I just wanted to come say what's up. Like that, he played it cool.
no, he totally did. But what he told me was that there was not a moment for him to plug anything. And I was like, so you said that you didn't plug any of your shows. You didn't tell anybody where you're going to be performing next. And he's like, no. And I didn't. And he said,
Did he plug dates at all?
Yes, and he forgot them in the middle of plugging them. But I'm making this point now because he's like, you see how he kind of it's like, well, what was the nature of the show? And then he just kind of it's like this, it was this, and it just kind of immediately changes the subject into yeah, I was wearing the vest or whatever. I don't know. That wasn't as bad of a flub.
Speaking of wearing vests, I have this nice Blacktooth hoodie my son gave me. You should check out his podcast.
I just am identifying points that he could springboard into. Yeah. Anyway, so that's
she caught me and stabbed me. She looked me in the eyes and she snapped the point off intentionally. And there it is.
The story is about my aunt stabbing my dad. It's one of his bits on stage, but it's on the YouTube channel. I don't need to go through it. But yeah, my aunt stabbed my dad with a mechanical pencil, and that's where they're at.
And
48 years.
And what mental hospital is she in now?
She got a promotion for that. She got to be the favorite child over me after that one.
What did you do that you got a pencil? And then, so your sister got mad, and she's like, "You son
she
of a
chased
bitch."
me with the pencil. She caught me. She stabbed me. She broke the point off my arm, and I still have it in my arm.
And because that she became the favorite.
Yeah. Oh my.
I mean, it's not exactly
I'm not understanding.
Crazy Italian family. I was the favorite.
That right there. I'm not understanding.
She caught me and
speaks
stabbed
for
me.
us.
She looked me in the eyes and she snapped the point off intentionally. And there it is. 48 years.
And what mental hospital is she in now?
Well,
She got a promotion for that. She got to be the favorite child over me after that one.
What did you do that you got a pencil? And then, so your sister got mad, and she's like, "You son
She
of a
chased
bitch."
me with the pencil. She caught me. She stabbed me. She
What-
broke the
what
point
did
off
he
my
do?
arm, and I still have it in my arm.
Well,
What's the story?
the joke is
And why was she the favorite after that?
so he doesn't clarify the favorite part. The
I'm
setup,
not understanding.
Yeah, the setup is that there's this dog food that used to be popular, I guess, when he was a kid, called Gaines burgers, which are they're like dog foods shaped like
Fucking
hamburgers.
burgers, dude. Getting Gaines.
So he had. My Aunt Annie had an ugly friend that he didn't like, so he fed her a Gaines burger, or attempted to feed her a Gaines burger. So my aunt was so mad she chased him around with a pencil and stabbed him, and that's the premise to why
Your aunt was, or his sister was mad that he tried to feed her. It was her friend.
Yeah.
Okay, I was picturing him feeding like a grown up. I got confused when he said aunt.
Yeah, his sister tried to fucking murder him with a pencil, but
That reminds me. Sorry, I got
You're good.
fucking.
I gotta dash real quick.
No,
gotta go drop
I got
one
a
off.
notification and then it disappeared, so I don't fucking know what that was about. Oh,
Means
I don't
you're
know.
gay.
That's weird. Anyway,
But-
sorry, I do have to turn it on in like 10 minutes.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna. I'll go work whenever we're done, but I lose that block if I don't sign in by 2.
I got you. Leave him alone. Leave him be. But yeah, just
You bitch!
it's giant.
You female dog!
Hey, get over here.
She's got a fucking penchant for this coffee. She keeps going. She
She
came
likes
over
sweet stuff
here and
because
was
she
like,
drinks my
It's
coffee.
not even
Stop.
sweet.
Hey, knock it off.
It's literally just
Get over
coffee and like a dash of cream.
Okay, so I just want to
No
listen.
sugar. I'm already
And
sweet enough.
because that she became the favorite.
Oh my.
I mean, it's not
I'm not
exactly.
understanding.
Crazy
Yeah, I'm
Italian
not
family.
understanding.
I was the favorite.
I like
Kind of
that.
embarrassing.
So you worked in a diner. That was your your work.
I was
This is the
enslaved
Greek.
in a diner. Because
Enslaved.
my parents had children so they would have workers for the diner.
Oh, so Scrocca is Greek?
No, Scrocca's Italian.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, there were some Italian diners before the Greeks. Come
No,
on, man.
that's not true. The Greeks invented it, and
Yeah, they invented.
Well, we stole it or borrowed it for 41.
Now, he says this, and do you know where he got the line, "We borrowed it for 41 years"? I sent him a joke the other day that I thought would be perfect for like his routine that he could pepper in there, and it's like one of those jokes where it's just like a salt of the earth, like, you know, a traveler joke. Nobody really knows the origin of it or whatever, but like you can't really lay claim to it. It's just like a fun like aside that if he needs to get out of a jam on, like if he needs to get out of a jam on stage, it's like, you know, he has all this diner material. He could fucking, would you knock it the fuck off? Here, take this back real quick.
I'm good on it.
All right.
I just want to put it down.
Cheyenne, get out of here. Anyway. Yeah.
Give me my headphones, dude.
Cheyenne, come on. Get. Come on. Knock it off. Get out of here.
Go on, get.
Go on, get. Come on. Come on, get.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Come on. Over here.
Want me to like block her from
Nah,
getting
you're
through
good.
next time?
She's gonna lay down. It's fine. She wanted to get a piece of the blunt. That's why. But no. So anyway, I gave him this joke that was like, I don't know where it came from. It was just a joke I heard, and I was like, you could use this to get out of a jam because you have diner material. It's like like just I didn't even think that they were going to make the same connotation of like Greeks and diners or whatever. But I was like, yeah, Italians are the great borrowers. Italians have borrowed every bit of their culture from other people and just improved on it. So Italians figured out that German druids were brewing and fortifying like alcohol, so Italians took grapes and did the same process to make it taste better. And then Italians figured out that the Chinese were making noodles, and they took the same process and removed all the dog from it and made pasta. And then Italians figured out that the Greeks were making amazing love, and that the Italians just borrowed it and figured out you could also have it with women. And like I was like, that's a good one to like get out of a jam, like if you just need to like pivot real quick, like you just throw that away. It doesn't need to be yours or whatever, but like I thought that was like a great opportunity for him to like
Just
throw that in
speed
there.
up the delivery a little bit.
But like I mean, that was, it's like it was written out for him. But yeah, anyway, so like I thought that would be like a great
You're Italian, you stole it. Oh, hey, you, Greek. It's my diner now.
Hey, look, Gus.
I didn't get
Take
that
a
one.
bacon,
That's
go
a
back
Greek
to the
name.
Parthenon.
I guess.
Last
that
night,
one I got, but
You know, my son, he's
Here we
going to
go.
be 33. We invested in him to go to school for 4 years down the street at Hofstra.
Okay.
And he went for film production. Never really did anything with it. But he's helping me. He's coaching me. He's giving me, you know, pointers. He was there last night. He said nothing to point. It was a flawless.
wow.
And so, you know, I think I get a little bit better.
It was a flawless what?
it was
You finished
it
the
was,
sentence,
it was
dude.
it was like
Flawless set.
it
I
was
know
a
what he meant, but
flawless
he
set,
just
but yeah.
floundered there for a second.
Dude, that just it was like one of those things where I get that like he's trying to throw people under the bus because it's like a deflection to be like funny, like, my kid's a fuck up, but he's like teaching me what to do. Like I get the sentiment of it, but I'm like, yo, you just like said that I did nothing with my film career. I have more credits than you, fucker. Like I literally have my name.
What films did you work on,
I
Joey?
worked on Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I
Check
worked
it
on
out. It's probably on fucking Tubi or something.
Amazon Prime for free. Thank you. On Hulu, I have Grand Isle.
that the Nick Cage
That was the
film?
Nick Cage, Kelsey
This
Grammer
guy
film.
worked with Nicolas Cage, Jay. You're talking
yeah.
like you're Hollywood.
Yeah,
This is the fucking Hollywood
so
right here.
I worked on a Michael Shannon movie called The Quarry, which like I
Filmed over there.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
filmed over
Blue
back
Hole.
there. Yeah, man. And then I worked on like a day. I worked on Claws. I did a 3M commercial. Like
No shit.
I did fucking work, man. Like I didn't. I was like trying my hardest to get fucking a job.
This
down there.
guy, Joe, I don't know if we've ever talked about it on here, but Joe moved across country to Louisiana to pursue his film career and lived there for, what,
like,
3 years?
Like close to 3 years. Yeah, like just under 3 years actually.
And it wasn't a failure. Like
I mean, it wasn't a success, but it wasn't like, I didn't like end up broke on heroin.
It wasn't like you set out to, you did exactly what you set out to do, but you can't strike it as a total loss because you did work on right there. That's 5 things.
Yeah.
That,
and
you
like,
wouldn't have got by sitting home in Jersey and working at fucking Oceanside. Not a knock to Oceanside,
No,
but
but
like
still,
this
you're-
guy, he's saying like, and it's not like, I get where Jay's coming from too. Like you're not like working in a film career.
that's his
actively.
argument. Yeah,
But I can't knock you for you went down and you really did try. You were knocking on doors. You were fucking you were getting
union.
like you were
literally doing.
This guy was really going for it. So I mean,
showing up on set. Like, this is the most embarrassing. Like, I mean, and this is douche chills, but it's like, at least I could say I fucking tried. I would show up with my fucking resume and a fucking tool belt in my truck and throw the tool belt over my shoulder and show up on fucking shop sites.
You guys need a guy.
And just be like, this is my resume. I worked with Sean Copley, or Copley, and yeah, like, if you guys need an extra set of hands, I'm available. I would get laughed at. People would like crumple my fucking resume up and throw it in the trash before I leave the set.
Fuck it.
At least I tried. And it's like, I'm not saying the Jay's not wrong. He's absolutely right. Like, it wasn't for me. It wasn't the thing that I was going to end up.
You some props for, you know, Joe actually did work on movies. He got to meet one of his childhood heroes, Kevin
Smith. Yeah.
I was going to say Kevin James. I was like, that's the wrong Kevin. I got to fucking. Sorry.
No, you're good. But no, it was like he this is supposed to be one of those moments where Jay's like showing how much credentials, like how much value, like maybe like not only him, but like, you know, maybe if like my kid is also talented, like you can see that I have like the same talent in me. Like you could really, but he just
where
like,
do you think you got it
but
from?
He just throws me under the bus for no reason. It's like, yeah, my kid's useless, but he listens to me talk. It's pretty funny. Like, Jay, come on,
he gives me some pointers. Tells me I'm flawless.
He doesn't
no wonder
listen
he's
to.
fucking Hollywood.
I tell him to practice, and he just goes, "No, I got this." And just
dude, this guy's Hollywood.
Like, when we did the one short,
his name should be Hollywood. This should be.
I'm telling you,
Hollywood Scrocca.
I think we should fucking try Hollywood.
Fuck Joe the Wop, dude. Yeah. This is Hollywood Jay.
Hollywood Jay Scrocca. I like it, dude. That's okay. Yeah, let's start a trend. Hashtag Hollywood Jay Scrocca. Let's get it going, folks. Really get under his skin.
Any random posts I do now, it's just gonna have the hashtag Hollywood Jay Scrocca.
I'm gonna post it to every comment on YouTube. Hashtag
everything,
Hollywood Jay Scrocca.
Everything on social media is just automatically Hollywood.
Autumn, draw up Hollywood Jay Scrocca.
Hell yeah, we need stickers.
All right, so
fucking HJ for short.
She's giving. So how do you think he's getting all these shows?
My face hurts from smiling. This is good stuff.
GH is glory hole.
Before I was leaving, I was like, "This is gonna stink."
Yeah, about fun. This is like I said, like this is purely because we got snubbed. I just wanted to have bring some multimedia to the fucking show and try
even
and
had we not got snubbed, I still think it would be fun to.
Oh yeah, totally. To analyze Jay's flubs.
Yeah.
So that's
and get some inspiration.
All right, so you did the open mic and then.
And then I went to, it's called Old Movies by the Sea in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Okay.
And I got
This is a good part because later in the podcast, he trashes how bad Philly and Philly crowds are, that he doesn't think people like going to Philly comedy shows. They just show up because it's something to do and then boo. He says something to the effect of that. But listen to how quickly he also, like, you know, when you know people and you network, it's like, oh, I know the one chick that he was really fond of. Her name is Chico Loca. And like she has really been like staunch in trying to get him like work and like also like keep him motivated. Like I know that they're pretty like tight, maybe fallen off a little bit since like these Wildwood shows, but like he has a fondness for this lady and thinks she's really funny. Listen to how he presents all of the people that helped him. Just
he's Hollywood.
I thanked all the comics for letting me do. They all said the headliner came up to me and said, "Dude, you're really good." And I'm thinking to myself,
yeah.
Okay.
Who's the headliner? Do you know?
I forget the guy's name, but a guy from Philly. Nice guy, really. They were all funny. I mean, the comics that he has there, you've never heard of most of them, yet they're really funny. So I realized
never heard of you, cocksucker.
A game where you could get lost really fast.
Oh yeah.
So if I have any shot of doing,
he saved it. He recovered right there with saying it's like you can like get lost really fast because it's like he does make a valid point in that, like, you know, a lot of people like do blow up. Like look at Matt Rife. Like Matt Rife is huge still, but like he got into some hot water and is like steeply declined on like how fast his rise was.
Fuck Matt Rife. Look at fucking Bert and Tom.
Yeah, they're getting roasted right now.
They were like not necessarily Bert, but like I really looked up to Tom. Like I thought he was just like
the bee's knees.
Not the bee's knees, but like he was just very good at at podcasting, at comedy, like the work ethic. I like that he did fucking 900 shows in a year or whatever. Like he's not clean cut because he is very dark humor. Blah blah. This isn't going to be a suck off Tom fest, but like,
by
I
all means
really looked up to Tom Segura. Not like, oh, I'm going to be a comedian, but I just, as a businessman, like what he built is like a fucking empire.
And he works. Like, he's relentless at working too.
And not that my opinion matters at all, but at Two Bears, at Tom and Bert, I just have this weird sour taste in my mouth about them now. I don't dislike them or anything like that, but like you can just, and it may be heavily influenced by the internet, but you can just see how the tide has shifted away from Tom and Bert. Like they're like getting ratioed in like every fucking comment thread. And it's just like, and sometimes just like they're making a fair point. Like these guys kind of are being douchey. Like the whole thing, I'm sure it may have been planned where they just randomly stumbled onto Pat McAfee's show, but like that was fucking douche chills.
That was very cringe.
Was horrible.
Did you see them playing blackjack with Travis Kelce too?
No.
Oh, dude, they walked. Bert and them are like fucking around with the Super Bowl rings, and Kelsey's like showing them, but he's just like, "Don't you know who I am?" And I'm like, oh God, dude! Like it's like I love them. They're funny. They're so funny. Their shows have kind of overextended themselves. And like I said, I don't want Jay to burn out and think that like. So what I'm saying though is the point that he just made. The point that he just made about like like you can become like kind of like fall into the ether real easily, especially when you're on this like kind of hot trajectory like he's on right now. It is very easy to become complacent and fall if you don't continue working. So that's I understand where
comparing Jay's comedy career to Tom Segura, Matt Rife, and Bert Kreischer.
That's just it.
3 of the biggest acts in the world right now.
Hey, 4 of the biggest acts in the world. Governor's comedy. Hollywood. JJ.
I don't want to fucking go off on a tangent about Tom and Bert's downfall. No, I'm actually hoping that they can turn it around. I love Tom. They're
gonna take time off, and they're gonna rest and regroup. And it's like they overextend
time off.
No, they overextended themselves in the podcast. They're probably gonna tour and then like grow fond of like missing Two Bears or like even like Bertcast and your mom.
One last thing about we can stop talking about Tom and Bert. Do you think there's any like animosity between them? Because there was something where it was like a month or two ago. They talked about it on the podcast where it was like Tom called Bert in early and like wanted to sit down and talk with him, and Bert was like, "I thought I was getting fired from the podcast."
No, I didn't know that.
It was on like you probably had already tapped out by that point, but it was on a semi-recent episode where they talked about it, and they never really mentioned what they had some type of issue, but they never talked about what it was, or then they were saying there was speculation in the comments from the fans. But like, do you think there is any animosity between Tom and Bert?
I do think that there's animosity, not on a personal level. This is kind of actually a really cool way to juxtapose my argument with fuck you. Juxtapose like my argument with like the problem I had with Jay with like what they did. You have friends, like me and you are friends. Me and my dad, I love my dad. My dad and I are I'm not only his son, he's my father. We're family. He is a friend of mine. He's someone I enjoy hanging out with and spending time with.
A friend of ours.
It's
Joey the Wop right here.
Now I'm Joey the Wop. Yeah, Joey the Hollywood.
You inherited Joey the Wop.
Joey, how you doing, Joey? Joe Dree.
Hey, Hendry.
But yeah, no, like there's a personal relationship that you have with people, and then there's a professional relationship with. And I was yelling this at full volume at my dad last night in his face, like this far away. You fucked me on a professional level, and I'm like, and he's like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, I love you. You're funny. I have nothing bad to say about your comedy. Your career is making waves. You're like, I mean,
let's settle the fuck down. Both of you guys, fucking relax.
I mean,
Jay did 7 open mics.
He's having fun though. He's doing good. He's doing better than I could have fucking anticipated.
100%.
And
he could easily clap back at us and be like, "Let's see you get on the stage, you fat idiot."
Well,
and like, you're right.
Yeah,
I love comedy. I don't have the balls to get on the stage, and that's a fair point.
And he's got the balls, and he's been doing it like a fucking champion. He's been even good sets, bad sets. He's fucking making it happen. But what I'm saying is that I love him on a personal level. I love being his manager.
I don't like you.
As a podcaster and somebody that has been doing this for 3 fucking years now, and I know what podcasting is more than he assumes he can just bullshit his way through. Like he blatantly ignores that he needs to like practice or like listen to podcasts to get the gist of what's going on. So
how do you practice podcasts?
Not practice necessarily, but I mean listen.
Joe
and, like,
comes up here on the off days and just.
Well, I mean, you remember I had the movie one. I did like 56 episodes of that by myself.
I have to give you props. This is a suck off Joe fest. Joe's worked on movies, but so Joe will leave the room to go to the bathroom, and he'll be like, "Keep it going," and like I have nothing. I can't keep it going. Oh, there's not a fucking chance. I fucking panic. So Joe actually did like not Bill Burr style, but like
it was a
lone wolf, like one man fucking podcast, and that is fucking hard to do. That is really hard to sit because like Tim Dillon does it, but he's bouncing off his producer the whole time. Like to actually, Joe was sitting in his office by himself doing an hour-long podcast and was actually getting some views. Like it.
I mean, not many,
not
like
as big
12,
as not
yeah,
as
like-
big as Blacktooth here, but you know,
look, we're like the biggest podcast on
In Cape May County.
in Tuckahoe, New Jersey, in this household.
oh fuck.
but-
I wonder if there is other local
I've been reaching out to people.
podcasts
I've been
in
trying
this
to.
area. There's got to be, right?
I joined LinkedIn specifically for that reason.
I had a buddy who
yeah.
did a podcast, but they don't do it anymore. They only did like 10 episodes, but it was about like mental health.
Oh, okay.
And you know, it wasn't in the same lane as this at all, but it was a good podcast.
Well,
My buddy Max, he's a real estate agent now. We're gonna segue this into plugs. If you need to buy a house, hit up my friend Max Flosdorf. Not sure how to pronounce his name. I just met him playing open hockey. He's a good kid. And yeah, he's selling houses in New Jersey now. He sold some fucking 1.8 or something. It was a lot of money. Some fucking house in Cape May. Shout out to Max.
Good job, Max. All right, so we'll actually do some quick plugs real quick. HRS Design and Promotion. Autumn will do all of your promotional and web design needs. Talk to her across all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and the YouTube, I believe. HRS Designs and Promotion.
She's got her good-looking husband.
She's got a great
He'll
looking
drive
husband.
all your race cars.
Yes,
He'll
he
do all
will.
your race car needs. Traction Motorsports with an X.
Yep.
TRAXTION Motorsports on all socials. We got Tommy in the 11R fucking micro sprint car.
We call it the Blacktooth Mobile. It's the official Blacktooth.
The Blackmobile.
Blackmobile. Well, they might.
Getting
It does go pretty
Get in the
fast.
hot water here. It runs pretty good. It whips the competition.
Jesus.
All right, sorry. Yeah, check them out. Me and Joe are going to get out some races this year. Thanks for working with us, guys. We're glad to have you as sponsors, and we're glad to sponsor your stuff as well.
Absolutely.
We're doing a little cross collab. You know?
We love it. But yeah, okay. So back to this. Just because, like I said, I had nothing bad to say. I was just like, yo, you snubbed me on a professional level, like, because all I did was like I wanted to be there at your Rodney show. And it's like I networked with so many fucking people, and the people that you've mentioned on I
was like, God.
Daddy missed his mouth. Yeah.
My grandpa was, how do you miss a mouth that big?
Oh, it's adorable.
Dead prick.
Where's your real?
The Grandparents Tooth Podcast. I'm sad.
All right, so
At the next level, I've got to go out and make
I forget what he was talking about.
things happen.
Okay.
Fist bumped me afterwards and said, outstanding. That's all he
Nice.
said. And I didn't know he was the headliner until we got on stage.
Oh, okay.
So
How much time do you have? Like, of all the stuff you've written so far, how much time do you
I can
have?
do a solid 30 of funny stuff.
Solid
You can
30.
do a solid
I can do a
30?
solid 30
He's a
of funny
feature
stuff.
actor
I've got
already.
stories.
I was like, I don't think he comprehends what 30 minutes on. 30 minutes is hard to hit.
What if that
doing
guy?
this.
What if him like saying that and like somehow some show at some other like somehow that springboarded him into like they're like, all right, we're gonna give you 30. We heard you got 30, and he just goes up there and like flounders after like 11 minutes, dude.
I don't think
30 minutes is a long fucking time.
So he's got.
dude.
So what? Why I think he said 30 minutes is that I don't doubt that he has 30 minutes worth of stories. He can kind of do that. Joey
He's a
Diaz.
natural.
Yeah,
He is,
could
for
just
sure.
He could just roll, and it's like I know that he can do that. As far as structured comedy material goes, where if you don't have something to play off that and kind of roll into a story, then
You
like
can burn 5 minutes doing like a Joey Diaz style, but
That's- yeah.
30 is like
I was like, you kind of like 15 is about what I would say his max is, because he did 15 solid, and I gave him a good pointer in that, like, you know, he's got CrossFit people that came to that one open mic. I'm like, cater to the people that you specifically brought, because they're going to be laughing harder than everyone else around them, but because they're laughing, they're going to make people like, it's going to
Contagious,
amplify.
yeah.
It's going to amplify. Sure enough, that Emily O'Brien chick, her bringers were some of the people that she worked with at the law firm, and she did material specifically catered. And I was like, Jay, look, see, like, she's been doing this 6 years, and that's exactly what I told you. Like, you know, he kind of is like receptive to some of the stuff, but like the reception is also like, don't oversell yourself.
what do you tell Jay to do in a black room?
He
Hey,
killed it.
sisters.
He killed it in that black
He
room.
did.
He killed it in that
Saying,
black
like
room.
you're saying, like cater to the crowd, like
Yeah.
you tell him to code speak.
My brothers. Happy Black, happy R. Oh my God, dude! There was a comic at Rodney's that had a joke about Black History Month being that she wishes Harriet Tubman made ribs because then they'd be able to smell the Underground Railroad. It was like, holy fucking shit! It was so funny. She was great. I forget her fucking name, but she was up. I can look it up on a little bit later and tag her. But yeah, she was fucking hilarious. She was really good.
Yeah, chop her name into this. Yeah.
Right here. Okay. So yeah, so Jay's got 30 minutes apparently.
63 years of insanity. Wow. I've got stuff about the diner that I haven't even done on stage yet.
You guys don't even know.
And the 10 is the most you've been given so far?
No, 15. I did 15.
12.
I guess it's 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow will be, I did 15.
The anniversary.
At an open mic at a brewery that I did an open mic before. And I said, look, I want to come back. The guy that runs it said, I didn't see you. I heard you were funny. I want you back. I said, okay, well, I want a specific slot, and I want 15 minutes. He said,
and I want you to bring that goddamn magician with you.
And I want hummus, and I want pita bread as my rider. That's Hollywood Jay, dude. He's calling his shots.
Dude, like I'm saying, he's just steamrolling
I
with
looked him dead in the eyes and said, I'm headlining. I'm a headliner now.
I'm a headliner. I got 30 minutes.
I'm going on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Do you know who the fuck I am? I make sure you read that shit. I wrote only green M&Ms, only green, because I want to make sure you're right. You're reading the writer. It's like, okay. Apparently that was like actually like Steven Tyler's thing. Like he asked because he wanted to make sure they were reading it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, rock Hollywood.
Being a millionaire and needing a rider just seems gay. Like, just buy your own stuff.
I think it was Beyonce's. Beyonce's was the one that I heard was gay. It was like she wants like a dozen doves or something, in, like before every show in the green room. I was like, doesn't that smell like shit?
Them and eats them like some weird Illuminati ritual.
I mean,
Smears
actually,
the blood on her pussy.
I never thought about that, baby.
Yeah, they're just sacrificing doves, letting goats eat them.
Yeah,
they're doing some. Jay-Z and Beyonce are fucking. They're up there, dude. They're up to something.
There's apparently
That's the dark arts, brother.
There's apparently some guy just broke back into the Bohemian Grove thing again.
Kid Rock talked about it on Rogan.
Did you see that
Kid
video?
Rock was like painting it as painting a picture of like it was just this fun party, bro. We were just crushing beers. He was like really downplaying it.
Yeah,
he got in a fight with some guy. This was like 20 years ago. He was on Rogan about a week ago. He's telling the story about how he went to Bohemian Grove and he met like some of these famous politicians and blah blah blah. And there was just a party, man. We were just having fun. The Al shit, that was crazy.
you know that
but some detractor like broke in and was like, "Where's fucking Bill Clinton?" They're trying to do some like political statement shit. And Kid Rock just like socked him in the face or something, and then like caused the whole thing. He's like, "Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like fucking Bohemian Grove." And it's just like he's really downplaying. Like it's just like a big. We're gonna go crush Bud Lights in the woods, but like, fuck you, Kid Rock. That's some creepy, weird shit. Stop trying to downplay it. Like it's just some fucking. But he's in it, so
no. I kind of have reason to believe that there's people that like so that whole fucking Whitney Webb war mode. It like really fucked my head up because like she recontextualized how conspiracy theories work for me in a way where I'm like that actually makes more sense than a bunch of dudes getting together and jerking off into a guy in a coffin or whatever the fuck they do there. What it is
eating children.
Yeah, so what it is like a lot of these like major like macroeconomic and like governmental plays are like there's so much nepotism in the government that it's not that like a conspiracy is like a bunch of dudes in suits and ties sitting in some like shady room smoking cigarettes talking about how they're gonna fuck over Israel or something.
They're gonna build more private prisons.
No, it's like literally somebody's nephew is like brothers with this guy who needs you to get some guy off a DUI, and because of that it's like there's a chain reaction of shit where something gets done that affects like legislators. It's like that's you don't get Hunter Biden's like without like there being a bunch of strings being pulled.
That side of the argument being like this is just where they make their deals and stuff.
Like. Yeah, exactly. And like I think Bohemian Grove is a lot less like skull and crossbones than they play it up. But I do think there is an element of that, and like obviously
it's just
they
rich people
into
Burning Man.
Exactly. Like, and that's what ultimately is. But I want to stay on topic with this. But yeah, like
back to fucking Hollywood, dude. Holly Weird Jay.
One last thing about that is pretty funny. There's a quote from I think Richard Nixon about how Bohemian Grove is the biggest collective of homosexuals he's ever encountered, which does kind of also make me think that maybe it isn't like quite as like it's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of dudes having a fucking weird gay boys orgy.
That sounds fun, dude.
I do, right?
Maybe we'll get invited one day.
Bohemian Grove. We'll shout you guys out. We'll give you free plugs, free merch if you let us come.
This podcast is sponsored by the Illuminati.
Yes.
Sell your soul and blood, and you can join. Give us a DM at jscroc0.com.
I'll clean your cans and sacrifice your children to Moloch for you. Whatever you need. I'll get it done. 609-425-3143.
We're in.
And I brought 30 or 40 people.
Oh, that's nice, too.
And they loved that.
Of course they did.
30 or 40 people showed up. He brought 12.
Try to put a whole show together because there's some young guys that I do some open mics with in Asbury that are really good. We're doing our first show together on March 7th at the Anglesey Pub in North Wildwood.
Okay.
So it's
Thanks.
Oh, and he is doing 30 minutes at the Anglesey Pub in Wildwood, but
Nice.
that's his own show that he's put on. So I think he probably can.
Is that
make
that one where he was like auditioning to be the host or something like that?
No, I think that was the Movies by the Sea that he was. I don't think he wants to be the host of that anymore. I think he just wants to be on their show when they start having regular shows again in
Gotcha.
April. But no, he did audition there to be the host, but I think he just kind of superseded that and like went a little bit further. But
it's crazy because I go to CrossFit and.
By the way, the thing that he wore in lieu of the Blacktooth hoodie was his CrossFit Parallax shirt, which I don't know. Is he motherfucking us with a plug for his CrossFit friends?
Is that the gym he goes to, or is that just like a general brand?
No, that's his gym. That is specifically his gym, is CrossFit Parallax. And he wore a CrossFit Parallax shirt.
Maybe he was giving them a shout out because they all came to see his show. A subtle shout out, or do you think this is how my days work? It was a clean shirt. It was the one
that's
on top.
The answer. That's the answer.
1,000%.
That's the answer. Yeah,
like,
that's absolutely the
answer. I
answer.
didn't put this on because I'm like, I'm going to go do a comedy podcast. I'm going to wear my Shane shirt. I was just like, clean shirt. It's on top.
Speaking of which, I was walking around the Tropicana with so many cum stains on this one shirt. I didn't even realize it. I was like, how did this even happen? I've talked to kids today.
I had that happen at work like 6 months to a year ago. Maybe more recently. I don't remember. But it was like all over my shoulder. Yeah.
It's out of the eye line too, so you can't even.
I didn't realize it until like
it's too
6
late.
hours into my shift. I had been talking to customers and merchants like dozens of times, and as soon as I turn around to walk away, it just looks like I whacked off all over myself. And I was having sex. It wasn't like a jerk off shirt, but it's still, you look like a fucking wacko, dude. I don't even know how it got there. Like my shirt was just like in the splash zone or something. Like I don't know how. But there was just a load on my fucking shoulder of my shirt.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, something. That's fucking. So what happened with you were walking around with a jizz shirt at Tropicana?
No, I had dirty laundry, and I know that it was like I used like the deodorant that doesn't have that. It's antiperspirant. It doesn't have the aluminum or whatever. You know, it's like just chalky or whatever. So like, I definitely just caught a pit while I was putting my shirt on. But you know, when you rub that chalky, it looks exactly like a cum stain.
Yeah.
So I'm just walking around, and it's right on the front. Like, there's no. It's like Shane's dad when he goes to the fucking laser tag. It's like there's
so funny,
there's
dude.
literally fucking a cheerleading convention for like middle schoolers at this fucking hotel, and I'm walking into the elevator stoned out of my gourds. My eyes aren't even fucking open with fucking Mrs. Fields cookies and milk, and I just have a fucking giant white stain on my black fucking shirt right in my I got on the elevators. There's a little kid that I made friends with because I showed him what floor the pool was on, and he was like, my man. I was like, okay. And I'm like, I did all that with a cum shirt.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Happens to the best of us.
It does. Fucking part of the what was it? Cost of doing business, I guess. Whatever.
girls
Not-
say-
Cost of doing
A lot of them
jizzness.
call me dad.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Comedy god.
Comedy fucking pocket. Best
I'm
podcast on
basically
YouTube.
Mark Norman.
That's a good one, actually. You would be a pretty good comedy.
He just loves those little wordplay puns.
Praise Allah.
He's so funny,
I love
dude.
that shit.
Dude.
Oh, did you see the bit about him getting denied life insurance because he was eating mushrooms on Protect Our Parks? they got on his case about smoking weed, and he's like, I don't smoke weed that much. And then like they watched Protect Our Parks, and he's literally like eating fistfuls of mushrooms with everybody. They're like, we can't insure you. And he's
What
like,
does that have to do with dying?
it's life insurance. Yeah, it's like they got to take the life insurance works as
not going to OD on shrooms.
no, they take critical risk factors in your life, like if you're a smoker, if you drive too fast, if you're an alcoholic, you have a family history of diseases, blah 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 blah, and they take it from a pool, and then you're like, let's say your life is worth $1 million. If you smoke, that's $100,000 off because it's likely to kill you, and then we'll have to dole out, $1 million.
What a fucking shitty business.
It's
dude.
my mom used to, believe me, it gets dark, but anyway.
Daddy.
All right.
And I don't know why. There's
Let's start that.
Isn't that why they scan your ID when you buy tobacco products? It's like that's in a database now, so like the life insurance company can be like, you scanned your ID for fucking Marlboro Lights a zillion times. Like, now we know. Or they scan it to make sure it's real.
I think they scan it to make sure it's real.
Why you gotta scan my ID, man? You're logged. That info is getting logged and bought by life insurance companies for sure.
Absolutely.
1,000%. I'm gay.
It's a lot.
It's crazy because I go to CrossFit and a lot of young girls there, and a lot of them call me daddy.
All right.
And I don't know why. There's nothing. There's
I
no
didn't hear this
attraction
yet.
there. But I've been called daddy. Yet I have several CrossFit moms who bring me food because they think I'm undernourished. So it's really
Let
weird.
that
I
one
have
sit for a minute. What are you talking
I gotta
about?
go. I'm punching out.
moms and I'm a dad.
Younger ladies calling me
And
daddy.
Nobody's anybody's children.
And that's definitely them laughing at him.
Nassau County, you take him to the shelter, and they'll keep him for like a week and try to find an owner.
Oh,
just-
find an owner.
Yeah, find somebody that will come and adopt them. Yeah, you know.
I wish I would have known. I'm out in the sticks in South Jersey. We just have fields, and they a lot of cats just live in the fields.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm from out in the sticks, down the shore. We have fields.
And the whole premise is that they were talking
He's really
about,
like trying there. Like it's
Yeah.
like he's like forcing it. You know
yeah,
what I
and
mean?
that's
it's
like I love that he has like he interjects. Like I love that because he does it well. He does it not masterfully, but he
I
does
was
it.
rooting for you, Hollywood.
Yeah, dude, like he did good. This is about like an hour and 20, hour 30
Yeah,
in.
you're-
so like,
you're drying
he's,
up at that
he's getting
point.
he's getting a little winded,
Happens
you know.
to us every episode.
Absolutely, we're at
Just
an
like,
hour and 10 right now. which
I'm in no
I've been
hurry, dude.
yeah,
Let's
like,
rock out.
Let that.
So I think I cut you off. So how did No Filter Paul fit
So
into that?
he was the MC. He was the
Oh,
host.
okay.
And he's doing another one this Saturday at the same venue, which I was supposed to go to, but I have to go out of town on a personal matter.
Oh, okay. You should. Yeah, you're right. You rolled your eyes there. You.
Well, Gina Lucia.
Oh,
That's
all right.
I'll
That's
say.
right. Hey, the things we do for.
Yeah, I know.
Yep, it's fine. Yeah, that's a good
It's a
idea.
good-
Shout
it's
out
smart
to Gina
man.
Lucia
How-
on
how-
all
how- how did
socials.
you meet
Look
her?
her up.
Gina. Jesus Christ. That's not nice, you know. We're gonna have a talk about that friend of yours. What's up? Oh, but yeah, she fucking.
Is she hot?
I don't know. Actually, she's a nurse. That was what I was trying to say. She's she's a
Damn,
nurse.
Jay.
So the joke he was making, you might make it here.
On a personal matter.
Oh, okay. You should. Yeah, you're right. You rolled your eyes there. You.
Well, Gina Lucia.
Oh,
That's
all right.
I'll
That's
say.
right. Hey, the things we do for.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Yep, it's fine. Yeah, that's a
Shut
good
up.
idea.
It's a
Smart
good
man.
place. It's a good
How,
group of
how,
people.
how did you meet her? May I ask?
Online, I thought that I turned Zeusk off. Apparently, I didn't.
Zeusk.
And I get a
Is that
message
her?
from her, and then she was.
I don't know.
You've never met her?
Nope. It might be her. Are you
Dude,
stalking
go,
her?
I hope that's her, dude. Go, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, is she like a nurse? Does she look like she has scrubs on and anything? Because that's what she does. She's a nurse. I also like that she's just getting doxxed by like a bunch of people on a fucking podcast now, or multiple podcasts. That's
I don't know if it's her. There's nothing about nursing, but it's also like private.
Gonna see
so.
me and a guy from Scranton, and she's from Hamilton.
At the same time.
At the same time. Well, but I charmed her, and she put Scranton off. So,
Nice.
yeah, so it's got
you got like
potential.
2 more minutes.
Nice.
And what does she do for?
She's a nurse.
Oh, she's a nurse.
Yeah,
Stop.
She does pick lines. She puts holes in people.
Yeah.
Oh, so I feel a running theme here.
Well, before
Pencils and
Yeah, I know.
I have another one. So before her, I dated a girl who was a recovering heroin addict who was putting pins in her own.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
She was?
That sounds like
Really?
A keep.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, he dated a girl, not real long, but
That's fucking brutal.
yeah,
she
he-
put pins in her own arm.
yeah,
That's fucking. That should not be in the flub list, dude. That's a fucking
it's-
home run.
well,
dude.
the,
He just dunked on his fucking old lady,
then
dude.
the guy doubled down and dunked on her too.
After 5 dates, I figured, nah.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Wow. How much money did she steal from you?
No,
And then he tries to answer him honestly too, which like Jay just
$250 one night.
Yeah, she borrowed my car. I haven't seen it in about a month. Oh no, I'm kidding.
Oh, I was gonna say I haven't seen the Subaru in a while.
Nah, Subaru's at work right now.
Gotcha. I thought that was real. I was like, wait, what? Holy shit!
enough.
Jay
So
lost
anyway-
the lesbian limo.
And I left probably, good 6 figures on the table, not doing certain loans because it wasn't the right thing to do.
He's
George Bale.
He's explaining that he's a mortgage broker because they ask him like obviously this isn't your day job. Like, what did you do? And you don't work in the diner. So like, what
Full
do you do?
time comedian.
So,
Actually, I'm a headliner.
I'm I got 30 good minutes. I play in the Rainbow Room in Atlantic City.
Yeah, like I
Playing Magoobies.
I do like that he's turning gigs down though, because he does the Bringer show at Rodney's. All of a sudden, he's got enough clout where he doesn't need to do mics anymore. So he's turning that
only
filter
do
Paul.
paid gigs.
He's like I wrote a list of places that he's turned gigs
Just
down.
send him to LA and just tell him to try and become a regular at the store.
Jay's gonna be he's going to be doing Delmarva's Funniest in mid-March. That's what the final leg of the comedy
Delaware, huge comedy scene.
Yeah,
in
so
fucking
he's also
Delaware.
Booked at the Chuckle Bucket in Akron, Ohio,
Really?
Billings, Montana,
Are you
Lincoln,
fucking serious?
Nebraska, and then the Greater Flint, Michigan Comedy Festival. No, I'm fucking with you. These are all
Holy shit! I was like, he's going
They're
to
all
fucking Montana and Ohio. Holy fuck!
He's in the
Is he doing
middle
a triple run?
He's doing the Cannonball Run.
I thought you were being serious. I was
No.
like, damn, Jay.
I just wrote down a bunch of places that are in the middle of nowhere so that you believe me, hook, line, and sinker. It's enough.
I'm gullible, dude.
Who am I? Oh,
You don't know which one.
yeah.
It's
For a
wonderful.
second, I thought Beetle Bailey, but no.
Beetle. Wow, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Beetle Bailey.
My heroin girlfriend has a dog named Bailey, and she calls her Beetle, so that's kind
Heroin
of stuck in my
girlfriend.
mind.
Stuck.
Stuck.
Yeah,
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 stuck.
that's-
See?
yeah. I hear you. I do. I'm stumped. So I'm with you. Yeah.
That's the guy with one leg.
Stumped.
So, all right. So what's next now? What else we got going on?
Just some shows.
Where? Well, you mentioned yours.
I'm gonna be.
And remember, I told you, he explicitly told me they did not ask him about plugs. They did not ask him where he's going to be performing. There was never a moment where he could interject with where he's going to be playing, even though I have 2 examples of it so far. But this is his plugs.
At Miss Siley's again on the 6th of March, the 7th of March. I'll be at Anglesey Pub. The 9th, there's a show in Philly, which
Usually, you need to name either the comedy club and the town it's in, or like what the name of the show is. So it's like, I'm going to be
I think you need to name the city and the venue.
Yeah, city, venue, and date. That's always with me. Like when I'm like, it's like, Magoobies and fucking, what is it? The AC Comedy Club, acjokes.com in Atlantic City, New Jersey at 8 p.m. on Friday the 13th. Easy.
You don't even need the time. It's literally just.
Well, if there's 2 shows, that's the only reason I would say time.
Gotcha.
But just like I said, short, sweet, to the point, but be informative. And like you're supposed to have.
It's easy, like to armchair quarterback this though, because when you actually are doing a show, even when we do this, we're both comfortable in here. We've been doing this for a couple years now. It's not like I'm nervous when I come to Joe's, but like when the camera is rolling and everything, like it's easy to forget little details like that because you're trying to be like on,
right?
And then you just like, I couldn't remember Tommy's number,
but
like you just fucking.
This was something that I told him, write down the names.
He could have pulled out a list,
and he has a notebook that he left on the table that they were making fun of him for not opening the entire time. So he brought donuts in a notebook.
My notes.
He brought donuts in a notebook, and like it's like, okay, Jay, like use something. So
they're not selling a lot of tickets. That may get canceled.
That's funny. Too.
On the 6th of March, the 7th of March, I'll be at Anglesey Pub. The 9th, there's a show in Philly, which they're not selling a lot of tickets. That may get canceled, so I'm not sure.
Very enthusiastic about it.
I've got some other stuff on the calendar, like the Steve Trevino show in April.
Nice.
The Blacktooth Podcast. You're on the Blacktooth Podcast.
I don't think he wants to be affiliated with this nonsense. We're talking about Nazis, abortions, pedo rings, Illuminati.
He has jokes about the exact same shit. Like he's got material on.
He's Hollywood. He's big time.
He's Hollywood.
He doesn't. He's like, it's like when a band starts to get famous, and then they offer him that deal with the devil, and they're like, "Yeah, you got to ditch your bandmates, bro. Like you're gonna be the star. You got to get rid of Jake and Joe."
I made that exact analogy to him last night. I called him Phil Collins. It was like, "We're Genesis. You're Phil Collins," and he's like, "That's not true." You're Sting. We're the Police. I am Stuart Copeland.
Oh, it's so fucking good and true.
Hollywood,
dude.
fucking Jay Scrocca.
I'm just looking to do shows, put shows together, just get out there and network.
What's up, Shep?
This is last night was the 5th state that I performed in. I've been down in Florida.
He says it's the 5th state he performed in. Does not list another state besides Florida.
He did perform in Florida?
He did perform in Florida. He did 2. He was supposed to do 2 shows in Florida. He only did 1 because he couldn't find the venue to the first one.
This guy's on a fucking world tour.
I know, right? 5 whole states: Delaware, Florida, Eastern Florida, Southwest Delaware, Akron, Ohio.
I don't want to shit on Delaware because I actually have a buddy from Delaware, and like there is like there's Wilmington. Like Delaware does have some like
shady parts.
Not shit. I don't want to shit on Wilmington, but I mean like there is action going on in Delaware. But like when you think of it, just automatically you're like, what the fuck is going on in Delaware? Like it's one of those.
It's that bits from fucking Wayne's World where they're like, I'm in Delaware.
Yeah, yeah. Like you drive through it when we go to Chincoteague every year. You drive through it and you're like, it's just the Black Horse Pike, just like all the way through. Like it's just nothing.
Nay.
Congrats to Willie B. And on to Atlanta this Sunday. Joe's back.
That's no, actually, you did mention that, and then somebody gave me perspective. They'd be like, "That's like a really important, like, I guess the UEFA match is going on right now." And somebody was saying that, like, that usually
what the fuck is UEFA?
It's the fucking soccer league that's not the World Cup, but it's like one of them.
Who cares?
Anyway, that's what I said. I was at the casino. And
I feel about soccer how most people feel about NASCAR. That's
same,
gay.
Same. And I'm like, and I was like, is this game important? The guy's like, actually, like this is like one that someone needs to score, but it's probably like because it's very important, but somebody probably.
It's almost easier for me to talk NASCAR while you're taking a leak because I don't have to deal with the eye rolls and the fucking size. And you're like, shut up.
I was hearing what you were saying. You were very knowledgeable and you held it down fucking perfectly.
Welcome to the Dale Jr. download.
All right. They'll download.
And if you have Sad Man Colony in Boca.
I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it.
He's plugging dates.
So 5 states and now in New York City.
Yeah.
Are you finding the crowd? Like, what are the crowds?
Philly's the worst crowd.
Philly is the worst crowd.
You know that place that he needs to sell more tickets to? Yeah, they suck. Fuck them.
They're a bunch of animals.
They don't know how to
He's going to have a Bill Burr moment like 3 months into his comedy
4
career.
minutes.
Yeah, that's how long your act is, stupid.
Kill shot.
3 minutes. You guys have a fucking statue for Rocky.
Fucking fictional character.
He's a fucking fictional character. Joe Frazier was a real fucking guy from Philly, and you won't make a statue of him because he's black.
Which they did. I point that out to everybody now because that is my favorite part of that Bill Burr rant is him calling out that Rocky's a fictional character.
You guys worship a fucking movie, you dumb fucks.
There is now a Joe Frazier bronze statue in front of Xfinity Live because that is where the Spectrum used to be. But I'm like, they couldn't have done it while he was alive or while the Spectrum was alive.
They waited till the BLM movement.
It's like yeah, because they know
we're celebrating black excellence in Philadelphia.
The one that's not going to get knocked over.
This is Black History Month, sponsored by the Blacktooth Podcast.
This is Black History Month.
Blacktooth History Month.
I don't know. That joke about Harriet Tubman and the ribs was so fucking. I can't repeat anything else that she said. Just that part of it was fucking hilarious.
Before you hit play, I got into it with a guy from around here. It's a black dude, and he posted something where it was like Daryl Smith was the first athlete with 5 championships, and it was like some guy on the Cowboys. It's not his actual name. I forget the name. Okay. Like Terry Matthews or something. And it's a picture of him holding his 5 rings, and he was like, yeah, man, Tom Brady don't got nothing on Daryl Smith. And he was like, fucking black excellence. He was like a real rah-rah, like we was Kangs type dude, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I have to...
Black History
This is touch and go. I had to chime in and be like, well, Tom Brady does have 2 more rings on him, but all right. Like, and he was like, this our month. Like, that was his rebuttal. And I was like, fair enough. And like, that was the end of the debate.
I like that Pornhub has officially made Black History Month. I think they've incorporated.
Sponsored by
No,
Black.
it's so fucking funny though, because it's like all the ads are like black. like Black History Month, like, and I'm like, what? But it's not like black. It's like literally black people just on Pornhub. I'm like, this is.
I don't want to learn about Harriet Tubman while I'm about to stroke.
Really fucking awkward. Yeah, exactly.
Martin Luther King was a great man. Are you lonely in your area?
Joe in Philly, they don't have a sense of humor.
Is that right?
I just, there weren't too many people at the show. They didn't laugh. They just were like, almost
look in
like
the mirror,
they were there.
stupid.
There's no place better to be, but they weren't there to enjoy themselves. And so I've got another show in Philly. If it goes off on the 9th, and I'll see. That'll be my second Philly show.
Right.
So,
That's just like unintentionally. Like he wasn't even trying to do anything there.
Like I said, they're flubs because like he doesn't realize that it's like you got like you're supposed to be selling these tickets. Like
I wish these guys would have dug at him a little more. Like I'm picturing like Norton and fucking what's his name, Colin Quinn, just being
and fucking Patrice.
They don't have a sense of humor. Maybe it's you, stupid.
Yeah, like, dude, they're talking about Big J Okerson was doing a bit about one of the roasts, and he said that his favorite joke from Patrice O'Neal is about Joe DeRosa not having shoulders, and he goes, "Your father could never have a heart-to-heart conversation with you because his hand would just slide off." And it's like, I can't imagine Jay walking into that fucking Lions den, like, if he fucking accidentally had to fucking.
He probably would quit comedy.
He would, or easily, like, he probably would.
Nah, I feel like Jay can.
Nah,
get
he'd
it.
hold his own. He's fine.
Jay's got it. Hollywood.
But other people said that.
Punch, Phil.
Somebody else
right?
told me they don't really like the.
Sure, so.
But they weren't there to enjoy themselves. And, so I've got another show in Philly. If it goes off on the 9th, and I'll see. That'll be my second Philly show.
Right.
So I'll see if it's. But other people said that.
Punch, Phil.
Somebody else
right?
told me they don't really like the crowds in Philly.
Wow.
So it's
I've never heard that.
Broad and Patterson. That's the area. Okay. But yeah, it's. I mean, they're beautiful facilities. And they're fun games to go to.
Never heard that.
Never heard that. Oh, shit, Jay.
Really,
he's talking about
they
the
have to tone
stadiums.
it down as far as how they treat opposing teams, fans, because it is it's a game.
And they have
In the
to
end,
get
it's a
better with
game.
how they treat
What
their
a
comedians.
fag.
Well, listen.
He's a
There's
fag.
49 other states.
Oh,
Wait.
And-
Did you catch that?
No,
That's
They
a great
don't
quote.
really like the crowds in Philly, so
Wow.
They gotta tone it down.
I've never heard that.
Broad and Patterson, that's
Yeah?
the area.
Okay.
But yeah, it's. I mean, they're beautiful facilities, and they're fun games to go to. But you really, they have to tone it down as far as how they treat opposing teams, fans, because it is it's a game.
And they
In
have
the
to
end,
get
it's a
better with
game.
how they treat their comedians.
Well, listen. I don't. There's 49 other states, and possibly England.
they don't like me in Pennsylvania. I'm not coming back.
I just liked on the face level too of there's 49 other states and then a long
Philadelphia's
pause
a city, stupid.
and possibly England. Like,
World tour, dude.
world tour.
I don't like pause. I don't like
That's
the
right.
the suggesting that Philly tones it down.
Yeah, I don't either.
You're from. Is he a Philly fan, or he just doesn't give a shit about
He
sports?
doesn't really care about sports, but that is who he gravitated. Like, he was a Flyers fan from the time he was a
Now
kid.
I don't want to
Like,
see
yeah.
physical altercations, but I'm all for the Philly fucking
Chutzpah,
razzing
yeah.
the other fans and stuff. Like,
It's an element of the sport for us.
it's our thing.
Like much like
That's it's
Yeah.
like an oxymoron to tell Philly fans to tone it down. What are you talking about, dude?
You're not winning that
That's
battle.
all we got.
Yeah.
We're fucking
dirty.
yeah, we're fucking scumbags, dude. Philly scumbags is, and we're not from Philly. We're not trying to fucking, like, how people are like a Philly person listening to this would be like, you guys aren't Philly, you're fucking down the shore.
Yeah.
But as a Philly fan, generally speaking,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
that's our shtick. Like, that's
We got into it with that guy. I'll break your fucking neck. Was a Flyers fan at a
Yeah.
Flyers game. Like,
Yeah.
we were on
we
the
hate
same
each
side.
other. Now, Philly sports fans are fucking idiots.
They are. They're absolute assholes. They're
Like, especially with hockey, small aside, like they don't understand the game. Like, they're just like, hockey's cool, I'm gonna go watch hockey, and then like they're just I would notice this when I would go with either like Tyler or my grandpa, and like they like if there's a penalty against the Flyers, they're automatically booing, they're shitting on the ref, and like 50% or 75% of the time I'd lean over to my grandpa and be like, that was the right call, like that was a trip, like, and he'd be like, oh, like, because he didn't understand hockey.
Oh, okay.
So I was just kind of like, he learned hockey just by taking me to games type shit, and he still never understood icing after like 10 years of going to games. He'd be like, what's icing? It goes on cakes. This is making me hungry.
Here you go.
Fucking, but yeah, with I don't know about, they're probably knowledgeable about football. It's more of a widespread sport, but like Philly hockey fans are fucking dumb.
Yeah, there's some
They're
knuckle
fucking
draggers.
dumb. Oh,
And this is a small
it's
aside.
all like street hockey. Like I think he's a bit of a poseur, if you ask
Yeah.
me. Like, they're all just, they've never laced up playing, like, you know what I mean? They've never played the game, so they don't understand the finer points of this D3
This thing we
club.
get, this thing of ours.
This guy who
This
played
club of
fucking
ours.
club high school hockey. Shut up,
But no,
stupid.
anyway, just
Philly hockey fans stink.
No,
but
just-
comedy Philly fans rule, and they know that Jay stinks. So.
Yes, that's fair. But no, just you started at the icing thing, and now I got to tell Renee's story because Renee's fucking hilarious. She would never let me boo at things. Like she always was like, "It's not you're above
unbecoming."
Yeah, she's like, you're that's beneath you. You don't boo. That's not what you
Boo.
do. So
At
my
what?
mom,
Like at
so
AC Surf games or
nah,
something?
the Phillies. We had Phillies season tickets for a really long
No
time.
shit.
Yeah, we but the vet was still open too. We had first
The
base.
vet was something else. I
Yeah.
went one time and it was like circular, and there would just be like these people like marching with flags around like the top row the whole time, and
Yeah.
you had like the wolf pack, and
Yeah.
they had these weird like mascot figure bobblehead looking things going. Like it was just when you looked around, there was something going around at all. Like it was a real like coliseum. Like it was circular.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was unique.
I'm
glad I got to see that before they tore it down.
One of the most funny things, it's an Artie Lang bit. The vet had a court in it, so that they could prosecute drunks on site, and it was like a groundbreaking thing for like stadium security in the entire country. So the first Eagles game where the vet was open and the court was like in session during the game, so they could like pull people out of fights and just like throw them in the drunk tank and prosecute them. They had a camera in the courtroom, and this drunk guy gets up in front of the judge, and the judge is like, you're a landmark case today, sir. You're the first person to be prosecuted in the Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. This is a special police precinct for just buzz. How do you plead? The guy just like drunkenly like looks at him and goes, Drew Bledsoe's a faggot.
How do you want Philly to tone that down, dude?
Jay,
Come on,
how are
Jay.
you supposed to fight with that? Like,
It's a nice stadium. There's some fun games to watch, but I really think we got to stop booing the other team.
You got to be a little more supportive, you know?
Dork.
Exactly.
I don't want to dunk on Jay. I'm rooting for him.
I
This
know,
guy
so
sucks.
That's the entire purpose of this. Where it's like, I love him. His comedy is funny. He is successful. He's having a blast. He's making other people laugh. We love him. We love what you're doing, Jay. Keep doing it. But you fucking snubbed us, so we're gonna break your fucking balls about
I'm a
it.
pussy too because I could never do this to his face. Like I can talk shit right now because he's not here.
He's not gonna
But
choke
if he was here,
He's
I'd
gonna
be like,
show up in 10
I'd be like,
minutes.
Yo, it was pretty cool, Jay. Like thanks for shouting us out on that podcast, even though you didn't.
You never know. Like, are you starting to get to know like some of the history or like some of the more iconic places? Like, are you learning about the whole thing?
I've known about this place because Joey went to Hofstra.
No, it's all right. I don't want
All right.
it.
Wow.
What was that?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Why'd that guy just hand him over in the middle of him talking?
I don't know.
Was that like
He wanted
his
to-
light to leave?
Yeah,
like,
he-
take
he-
your fucking donuts. Get
He
out of
wanted
here.
a donut and then offered it to everybody else, but Jay, who brought the donuts, didn't want one. And then Jay, being the courteous guest, tries to hand it to the other people on the other side of the camera, and they don't want donuts either. So he just keeps running it into the microphone. But all in all, yeah, that's what 12-ish minutes of flubs. Like 12,
We were able to stretch that into fucking
an hour and a half. Yeah, like it was 12 minutes of flubs, but. Their podcast was like 2 hours, and there was a lot of fucking laughter in that. They were fucking cracking me up. I was re-listening.
How long was Jay on?
Jay was so
30 minutes?
They do like a pre-roll, kind of like where it's just like a pre-roll into them doing like
We do fucking pre-rolls, dude.
yeah, fucking pre-roll
Smoking
joint,
weed, dude.
cool, bro. The coolest podcast. What time is it? 4:20? Nope, it's 2:44. So I got dyslexia. Jesus. But no,
It's 2:40. It's time to smoke, dude.
it's time to drink. It's not that funny.
The 420 thing just got me. I haven't heard that in so long. Like, oh, dude, fucking 420 with fucking my face hurts.
Yeah, it's killing me.
Oh, dude, it's fucking 420.
What I was saying was they did like 30 minutes of pre-roll, so it was just the two of them. Then Jay shows up in the middle of it, and they do like another hour and 15 minutes. So, but like in that hour and 15 minutes, he was good. He had good material. He got good laughs. There was a lot more to it than just what I'm presenting here. But why I'm
super flub cut.
Yeah, the super flub cut is completely necessary because, like I said, he screwed me over on a professional level, and it's not that I'm resentful or spiteful or anything. I'm
not mad. I'm just disappointed.
He made a promise, and I was so psyched, and like this is gonna be me kind of like peeling a little bit back on myself. I was extremely excited to see Blacktooth stuff on someone else's podcast. There was something about like when
a real podcast.
When I saw the sticker on the race car, I know that kind of like
that jazzed me up.
That got
That's
you
cool
going
to me.
And to me, after putting all of this shit together, and like Jay promising that it was like I'm gonna plug you and like we're gonna put I'm gonna have the sweatshirt on and whatnot. Like maybe it would be a conversation point, probably not. But I was like, wishful thinking. Like it was just a major bummer for me. And like this is a nice way to remedy that. And this is like I'm getting as much out of doing this because at the end of the day, he knows I still love him. He knows I still support everything he fucking does. He crushes. He makes me laugh. But God fucking damn it! You fucked us. This was our chance.
We're talking about having the logo on the side of the car. It was a quick plug I wanted to do.
Yeah, go for it. We can do plugs. We can wrap up if you got any final thoughts on other shit too.
She's on Instagram. She did a few logos for us. We're both fucking dickhead, retarded potheads, and like I literally like forgot they were in my email. And then we were talking about the hoodie and logos and stuff today, and I was like, oh shit, I have like, can we start incorporating some of these logos? Because I have like 5 of them in my fucking email that were made in October. I just completely forgot about.
I thought she sent them like this morning. I was like, oh, perfect.
No, I bought these in October, and they've just been. It is what it is. I'm a fucking idiot.
Time flies.
Anyway, shout out to graphics by Avonlea AVONLEA, and they're also starting a skate brand. I believe it's called Monopoly.
Oh, that's what that is. Because
I couldn't find the socials for it. We had talked about it. Let me try and find it.
Yeah, you sent me something where it's like Monopoly with the old, the fucking Bones Brigade.
We are going to use the one logo, the final revised one that she sent in.
Right.
But I was going to say, I wouldn't want to put that on a race car. We need to get like a more general, marketable, like that's a cool logo. I'm not shitting on Avonlea at all. But
I am. Fuck you, Avonlea. Get your fucking shit together.
Cut that out. Fuck, dude.
I'm fucking
around. Chop in the middle of the plug.
You are. We have to chop that.
No, you bleep that. You leave it in. You don't blur my mouth, so they know. Just kidding.
Everybody, it's Black History
anyway,
Month.
Let me look up the fucking. What the fuck?
All right. Well, in the meantime, this podcast is also brought to you by Stewart's Handyman Service. What's his number?
609-338-9427. Pretty gay that I know my buddy's number off the top of my head.
No, that's cool. I mean,
I'm just good with phone numbers. I don't know yours. It's like 425. Toxic fucking phone number.
I do it every time.
833 or something.
No, 3143. I do it for the Can Man plug.
I can never remember. Fucking, I don't know yours. Yeah, their skate brand's called Monopoly, but I don't see any socials for it.
Okay. Well, let's keep an eye peeled for it.
Graphics by Avonlea. She does good work. But this is a terrible segue, but we need to get like I don't like the Chinese logo we have either. Like that
was a joke, and I had to run with it for like as long as I had.
We couldn't put the smoking one on the race car, but we need to just come up with a simple, clean something, and we should shoot for like a bigger sponsor on Tommy's car. Like I'll fork up more dough. I don't give a shit. But it'd be cool to have like a big fucking
like a nice like hood piece. I'd
be down to go primary sponsor. Like
what's primary sponsor?
Like the main sponsor, like the big logo. I don't know I forget who his primary sponsor is now.
Dove.
Is it?
I don't think so.
I forget. Look it
up. Buffalo Wild Wings.
I have like terrible service here. There's our logo right on this page right there.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if he has a primary. I think he just might have a bunch of. It's ANA Towing. You see that big logo?
ANA Towing. Okay.
But it would be nice to have that be Blacktooth. Like, what do they have to pay for that? You know what I mean? We got to talk dollars and cents with Tommy and we got to get the logo first, and then for the season try and get, even if we're not the primary, because he might already have something worked out with ANA, or he might be buddies with them or something. But it'd be nice to throw some more dollars and get a bigger fucking. New logo and a bigger logo on the 11R fucking micro sprint car out of fucking.
I want to do you one
Tuckahoe,
too.
New Jersey. Are they out of Tuckahoe? I don't know.
No, they're out of Pennsylvania now. But Tom,
they live out there now?
Yeah. Tom is from Tuckahoe though, so it's like when they're like fighting out of Pennsylvania.
Shout out to Johnny Mac's grandpa that passed away. He was a racer for a long time at Bridgeport Speedway and raced. I don't even know.
Is that the dude that's on the Firehouse right now?
No, it was a little while ago, but.
Okay.
one of Johnny Mac's cousins. I delivered to their house on Instacart, and I saw his number was 7A, and it was like a distinct font. And the big sticker on the back window was like 7A for forever, the Tuckahoe Tornado. And I'm like, damn,
sweet.
the Tuckahoe Tornado is a pretty badass race nickname, dude.
It's also
he apparently won like a ton of races.
It's also what devastated Shep's house that one time.
It didn't. It went around. Shep's house was fine,
dude. His house, it was like everything on either side of the street
was
though was
just demolished.
And it's like you just went in there and Lilo was just fucking like, yeah, what's up? And I was having fun.
Their house was completely like untouched.
Yeah,
like, it was just like did a donut around Shep's house.
I read some really weird fucking thing in some book about how there was a jar of pickles in during the Dust Bowl. There was a tornado that picked up a jar of pickles. It brought it from somewhere, and I want to say Nevada to Oklahoma. It like crossed state lines, and it didn't break. It was like just,
pretty cool.
It was just picked up by a tornado.
Sponsored by Vlasic. What were we just talking about before that though?
Race car sponsors?
Yeah, we gotta. I feel bad.
How the fuck did I remember that? I'm always the one that fucking.
I feel bad like plugging Abilene and being like, we need a different logo, but like,
yeah, bitch.
that is a dope logo, but I wouldn't want to put it on the side of a race car.
No, I feel you.
Like, we just need something
slats,
like more race car style, like not like checkered flags, just like a clean font that's just like.
I'm thinking, all right, so check this out: some big
Times
titty
New Roman.
women's with some like skimpy little bikini. Like think like a 1992 Newport ad. Like we're talking like a micro spaghetti strap.
I don't know if
bikini.
Tommy would want to put that on his race car.
No,
we just need something simple. No smoking, no Chinese lettering, and I don't know why it's
some
Chinese
swastikas.
Yes.
We'll make
the Hitler Youth,
very gas efficient.
The 11R, sponsored by Hitler Youth.
No. Actually, I just found out. Did you know that one of the old popes was in the Hitler Youth?
That's pretty cool. Didn't know that.
Fun fact. Yeah. What else you got? We're at like an hour 40 minutes. You got anything else you want to close on?
No, I remembered my plug for once, so that's good.
Okay.
Just shout out to the fucking Knockem Dead Podcast. Or what's it called again? Knocked Up.
I said that at the beginning too. Yeah. Let's give shout outs to everybody else again. All right. So yeah.
Shout out to Shane Gillis. Ow,
yeah.
You fucking dickhead.
Shout out to Rodney's and
get off me.
Hey. Cheyenne, come on.
Sucker, motherfucker.
Get over here, you fucking sharp claw. Oh yeah, she just got her fucking paws.
You fucking
trimmed.
hurt me.